People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Now, people, you know that very popular hip-hop song, Will the Real Slim Shady Stand Up? Well, this one is called, Will the Real Jamaican John-DOE Stand Up? Now, people, I am speaking about a young man that has been in all sorts of legal trouble. In the United States Immigration ICE has labeled him as John Doe. This man has been using all sorts of fraudulent names, such as Freddie Davis, Dave Davis, Patrick Melbourne, Frank Douglas, Ricardo Jones, Joseph Garden, Danny Brooks, amongst others. However, this man was first cited back in the United States in about 1985. In 1985, he tried to enter the United States through Miami, Florida. He claimed that he was a United States citizen, obviously after he had gotten deported before that. However, you know that United States Immigration ICE, they are very thorough in checking. It came to their attention that he was not a U.S. citizen as he claimed. He was given voluntary deportation or departure. He came back less than a month after that. He went through West Palm Beach. He had a passport. He claimed that he was a Bahamian national citizen. And you know that Bahamian citizens, they don't need any sorts of visa. They just use their passport. They get clearance from the Bahamas, so therefore, when they come to America, them pretty much walk off of the plane. However, again, the check determined that he was lying. That is 1985. He was deported again, or deported officially. He came back to United States on or after 1985. In 1988, he was held in Dallas. Dallas is Texas, United States. He did a prison bid, some jail time, and he was held by immigration again after that sentence. He went to courts under one of his fraudulent names. The judge ordered him deported. However, it seems as if there was some sorts of mix-up. He did not get deported again because the problem is that they did not know his true identity. Now, people, it seems as if Mr. Bagger Names, Mr. John Doe, managed to stay off the immigration radar for about 30 years. From 1988, his last sentence in Dallas, in which he was supposed to be deported, up until 2018, 30 years, there was no sighting of John Doe. Not going to say that he was being a good little boy, he was not doing anything illegal. I am just going to say that he was careful. However, them hold him again in Florida. Him do a sentence, and then after the sentence, them call immigration once again. They set up several interviews with the Jamaican consulate. The Jamaican consulate come and visit him, ask him all kind of questions. He answer nothing to none of those questions. He was pretty much avoiding answering any question to give them his identity. Because people, if they use that identity, they could consult or contact the Jamaican consulate. Them can get some sort of passports, temporary passport for him. They can determine his real name, his parents' name, and then they can deport him officially. However, couple of occasions they came and he did not do the interview. He declined. So therefore, his whole thing is in limbo. However, the immigration ICE, they realize that this man is trying to use his brain. This man was deported a couple of times, got voluntary departure, voluntary deportation, if there's such a thing. However, each time he comes up, him get himself in a trouble. He has at least 3 cases with the court. Florida, Dallas, back Florida once again. However, this time, the immigration and the feds, them say, you know, sir, we are going to charge this man. Yeah? We've warned him on several occasions. Warned him that he is obstructing justice. Warned him that he is obstructing his own deportation. People, he got 4 years and 3 months. 4 years and 3 months for obstructing his own deportation. Now, people, this man has been in the United States for so long, don't know. Immigration has not determined how long. But what they do know is that he's been in the United States prior to 1985. He has violated his deportation and come back to United States. On several occasions when he came back, he got in trouble once again, at least twice. End up back in the hands of the immigration ICE. They can't seem to get rid of him. He does not seem to want to go back to Jamaica from whence he came. And even though he's managed to stay off the radar of the prison officials and immigration for a 30-year span, from 1988 to 2018, it seems as if trouble always seems to find him. Cases always seems to find him. Immigration always seems to find him. However, they cannot find a way to get him out of the United States. He is like a staple in the United States. And this man has told himself, listen, me nah plan for leave. As a matter of fact, in one of those interviews with the Jamaican consulate, maybe about 3 or 4 interviews. After that, immigration ICE asked him, listen, we're trying to get the paperwork together. We need your official name, your government name, so therefore we can get you out of here. You have been a plague, a hazard in our system, in our country. This was his response. Only God knows my name. People, this man has used in excess of about 8 or 9 or 10 different names, not including John-DOE, which is now his official name used by ICE and immigration. So what this tells us, people, is that a lot of people, it is hard for them to adjust leaving Jamaica as a youth, living in America, even when them get in a problem. It is hard for them to acclimatize to the change of lifestyle, even though most of the times they get themselves wrapped up in an immigration because they are out smuggling weed, smuggling cocoa, doing all sorts of wrongs. So therefore, if them come back to Jamaica, what are they going to do? They don't have any sorts of skills, and people, I am not making any sorts of excuse for any sorts of criminal-minded people. Me just assure you the reality of what goes on. This man would rather to stay in the immigration jail for 4 years and 3 months rather than to come to Jamaica and face the harsh reality of a place that he's been missing from prior to 1985. So I tell you that if in 1985 he tried to come through the United States on 2 occasions, one time claiming that he's a US citizen, the next time claiming that he's a Bahamian citizen, and it failed. Them hold him 1988. Them hold him again 2018 on 2 separate charges in which he was sentenced for. Don't know the specifics of that. However, people, like me say, this man is willing. This man tell himself that, listen, me rather for stay at America in a them prison system than to come to Jamaica and live in a Jamaica. Me can't adjust. America will have to bend our break, and people, we see that they are playing hard ball. They are determined. He is determined. So who is going to break? Who is going to fall in this saga? However, as it stands right now, the US are lead. Immigration, ICE is leading because what? They have the legal rights to hold you. If you're not an official citizen or resident, don't have the proper authorization to be there. So people, how long will this man put up with this BS? I am speaking about John-DOE. Only God knows. And people, here is the harsh reality about this immigration law. There's a thing that is called illegal re-entry. That means that if you did any sorts of prison time and then you get deported, especially for any sorts of aggravated felony, meaning weed, meaning cocoa, especially for any sorts of tool or any sorts of abuse of any sorts of spouse, woman, you could get up to 20 years. Usually, immigration or ICE is not going to give you 20 years. However, you can get up to 20 years. So therefore, a repeat offender such as this man, aka OC John-DOE, he keeps poking at the sleeping lion. He keeps poking at the bear. He keeps giving them a hard time. Maybe they might want to set an example out of him. Maybe when he gets deported back again, and you know he will, and you know he is going to try to come back up, maybe the next time it won't be 4 years and 3 months. It might be the 20 years. And people, if anybody deserves it, it is going to be this man. Moral of the story, it is a sad state of affair whenever people go to America as any sorts of youth. Pretty much that is a place that they know, because obviously this man from 1985 until now knows about America, even though a lot of time he spent in the prison system. Him not know nothing about Jamaica. Maybe he has zero family tree, family link in a Jamaica. So pretty much he says to himself, I am stuck between a rock and a hard place. However, I am going to go with what I know, be it in the jail behind these prison walls. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos straight to the point, no sorts of beating around the bush, show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, whenever you are rising in life, there's always going to be a set of vipers. They see your potential. They realize that your ceiling is in the stratosphere. When they look at themselves, they realize because of their insecurity and hate, persons appreciate them for who they pretend to be, which is actually not who they are. So for them to feel as if they are up, they are going to do everything within their means to bring you down. Point blank and period.